This is a grossing tutorial video on how to process a excisional portion of skin for melanoma. So here we have it's not really an elliptical shape portion of skin, but it's a more of a circular or ovoid shaped portion of skin that's diffusely blue dyed with orienting sutures. So this is the superficial surface. This is the deep or posterior aspect of the specimen. We're going to call it deep in this case. We've got these orienting sutures. We've got a single suture here, a double suture here, a triple suture here. And these are at the peripheral soft tissue cutaneous margins of the skin ellipse. The single one is designated as a superior, the double inferior, the triple is designated as anterior. So this is going to be the posterior side of the skin. Once again, diffusely blue dyed. They do this because there's also a sentinel node which accompanied this specimen, which I already processed. At the center here, we've got a little bit of an ill-defined nodularity. This is probably where the biopsy site was taken, either a shave or a punch or a smaller excision. And the edge of it is about 2 centimeters from the closest soft tissue cutaneous margins. And that's what usually happens when you have an invasive, or not invasive, but you have a deep melanoma case. So what we're going to do here is we're going to redesignate the sutures, the first suture here as 12 o'clock, this is 6 o'clock, and this is going to be, of course, 9 o'clock, and this will be 3 over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to ink the peripheral soft tissue cutaneous margins, 4 different colors, then do the posterior aspect another color. So we'll do 12 to 3, one color, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 12. And we'll do those in the peripheral cutaneous soft tissue margins, 4 colors, and we'll flip it over and do the aspect here, or the posterior deep aspect, black. So I'm going to start that. Here's a couple of examples of how to ink a skin excision. We can definitely follow the clock face pattern, but we can do it from 12 to 6 one color, 6 to 12 another color, and then the 12 o'clock tip. Or we can do each quadrant, or 12 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 12, 4 different colors, and then the deep aspect, another color. So let's go ahead and ink this specimen. We're going to do 12 to 3, the peripheral soft tissue cutaneous margin, red. Stop about right there. Okay, we're going to do the 3 to 6 peripheral soft tissue cutaneous margin, blue. We're going to do the 6 to 9 peripheral soft tissue cutaneous margin, green. Now, if this was more of an elliptical shaped excision, I might have just done one half one color, one half another color, and then put 12 o'clock, do that a different ink. But since this is basically the same dimensions, going both inferior superiorly and anterior posteriorly at 5.5 cm, it's basically a circular shaped portion of skin. Anyways, I'm going to continue on here. So we're going to do the 6 to 9 o'clock part, orange. And then last, we'll do the deep aspect, black. And obviously, different institutions do different things. I'm doing it this method basically because, like I said, it's the same dimensions, both this way and this way. So anyways, I put some vinegar on it, and that's going to make the ink stick better to the specimen. It's called a mordant. I'm going to dry this off. Now, there's a whole variety of ways of taking sections on cases like this. So the lesion is at the middle of the specimen, or the prior biopsy site was at the middle of the specimen. And so what most of the dermatopathologists like are perpendicular sections. So you can take like sections like this, cut here, and do that all the way around per clock face. Or you can do shave sections where you do like a shave here and put this part on FOSS. So you can submit the entire peripheral soft tissue cutaneous margin on FOSS if you wanted to, beginning at 12 o'clock, going clockwise. So an example, cutting it off like here and here and putting the margin down in the cassette all the way around. Or you can do perpendicular sections, which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to end up doing perpendicular sections at 12 o'clock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then I'm going to block out the center of this all the way to the deep aspect and take that entire area. That's how our pathologists prefer it. But there's obviously a bunch of different ways you can do this, whether it's inking or cutting or submitting sections. You can also do like one half one color, one half another color, ink the tip another color, cut it right down the middle, and submit the entire 3 o'clock half sequentially from 12 to 6, and then do the 9 o'clock half sequentially from 12 to 6. So there's a whole variety of ways of doing this. I'll come back to the sectioning next. So let's go back to taking sections on this case. So with this case, we're not going to take on-FOSS sections. We're going to take perpendicular sections. And what I like to do is I kind of like to pre-cut all my sections before taking them, because sometimes you can get kind of, not necessarily confused, but, well, you can. You get kind of confused with your sections. So what I'm going to do is, for one thing, what I did is I redesignated. Once again, this is 12, this is 6, this is at 9. So I'm going to pre-do all my sections ahead of time. And I get a really sharp scalpel blade like this. And this is going to be 12 o'clock. And like I said, I'm going to make my sections all the way to the deep aspect, right? So here's 12 o'clock. And I come over here and I go ahead and do my 3 o'clock section here. Right? It's really sharp, really works great. I'm going to go ahead and do my 6 o'clock section here. We're going to do my 9 o'clock section here. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do my 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11. So I go back and do those now. So here's going to be my 1 o'clock. Here's my 2 o'clock. Okay, here's 3. It's going to be my 4 o'clock. Here's my 5 o'clock. Now these may be a little bit shorter, but that's okay. And here's 6 is going to be my 7 o'clock. It's going to be my 8 o'clock. There's 9. It's going to be my 10 o'clock. And my 11 o'clock. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this. Let's get a little pink pad real quick. And we'll come back in just a second. I'll show you how to take these sections now. Here are 3 different ways we can actually section or dissect the skin of the lips and submit it. The first is on FOSS, where we go around the periphery of the skin, the lips, and submit it from 12 to 12 o'clock sequentially, clockwise. The next one is perpendicular sections, where we can actually do perpendicular sections of each peripheral soft tissue cutaneous margin to the area of a biopsy or tumor. And then last, we can actually divide the 3 o'clock side and the 9 o'clock side and submit those sequentially from 12 to 6 o'clock. So there's lots of ways of doing this. Okay, so let's take our sections now. Now that we kind of pre-cut everything, so I kind of turn this way, so the 12 o'clock is facing this direction, just because it'll be easier for me to make these cuts. So basically, I'm just going to go sequentially, and I'm just going to cut along the side right here, and take these sections out, and put them over here, and I'll put them in the blocks eventually here. but that's my 12 o'clock, okay? I'm just going to continue on taking my section, just kind of cutting along the side right here on both sides like this. It's going to be my 1 o'clock. This is going to be my 2 o'clock. It's going to be my 3 o'clock. And the important part is really to make sure you get the peripheral margin, right? Because we're going to be doing the deep aspect of this area biopsy site to the deep aspect at the very end here, okay? So that was 3, and I'm going to do 4 and 5 and 6. There's 4. There's 5. Here's 6. Continuing my going sequentially clockwise, beginning at 12 o'clock. Okay. We got 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8. We got 9. And we're just going to have 2 more after that. We got 9. We got 10. And we got 11. So we got 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Those are the peripheral soft tissue cutaneous margins clockwise beginning at 12 o'clock. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to take this, I'm going to block this out and submit that. Now try to keep this somewhat oriented in case I do have to go back and take more sections, but I'm going to try to just, I'm going to block this out by cutting down right here, down the center here, and down the center here, all the way to the deep aspect, okay? And so as far as, so we know that this is 12. We're going to submit this, this prior biopsy site sequentially. I don't think it really matters in this case because we're just going to submit the entire thing, but we're going to submit it from this side to this side, from here to here, from here to here. So we're going to continue our cuts down here to the deep aspect, okay? Here too, okay? Like I said, I'm blocking this out, and I'm going to pull it out over here like this. I'm going to submit it from the 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, okay? So I'm just going to lay it down like this. And it's got black ink right here, so they'll be able to see the deep aspect of this prior biopsy site. So I'll submit it from here to here, 9 to 3 o'clock sequentially. Like I said, it doesn't matter because it's just the entire biopsy site to deep aspect or deep margin. So there you have it. There's the sections I'm going to submit.